Between forgotten pages, some stories still whisper. Tonight, we open one of them. Long ago, in a poor little house far from the emperor's palace, there lived an old woman who had no child of her own. Every night she prayed for someone to love, someone to call her mother. And one day her prayer was answered in a strange and wondrous way. A small serpent came into her life. The poor woman was frightened at first, but she saw no evil in him. She cared for him gently, as if he were her own child. Then, one day, the serpent disappeared. Years passed. The woman grew old and her little house grew quiet. But after 20 long years, the serpent returned. He was no longer small. He was graceful, mysterious, and calm, with eyes that seemed to understand more than any ordinary creature. Then he made an impossible request. "Mother," he said, "go to the emperor and ask for his daughter to be my bride." The poor woman trembled at such a thought, but love gave her courage. So she went to the emperor's palace and stood before the throne. The emperor laughed at her request. How could a serpent marry a princess? But instead of refusing at once, he gave her an impossible task. First, he demanded a bridge of pearls and precious stones, stretching from his palace to her humble home. The poor mother left without turning back. And as she walked, the wondrous bridge rose behind her steps. When she reached home, she told the serpent what had happened. Still, the emperor demanded more, a palace greater than his own, and treasures beyond anything in his court. Each impossible task was fulfilled. Where the poor house once stood, a magnificent palace rose, filled with golden creatures and wonders beyond compare. At last, the emperor could no longer refuse, and so the princess was given in marriage to the serpent bridegroom. After some time, the princess became pregnant. When the serpent's mother asked how this could be, the princess revealed the secret. Each night, he leaves his serpent skin and becomes a handsome young man. That night, the mother looked through the keyhole and saw the truth. Her son was no serpent, but a handsome young man with the empty serpent skin beside him. She understood that the skin was the last bond of the spell. So while he slept, she and the princess threw it into the fire. They cooled him with water as the heat rose. And when the skin was gone, the spell was broken forever. The serpent bridegroom stood before them as a true young prince. When the emperor saw that he was no monster, but a noble prince under enchantment, he gave him the kingdom. The prince and princess ruled in peace, while the poor mother was honored for saving him